Welcome to the Augustana Football Media Day. Augustana football team is coming off a 9-3 campaign in 2019 that saw it advance to the NCAA Division II playoffs. Augustana's experienced roster has been tabbed to finish second in the South Division and third overall in the NSIC this year. Student athletes present today are the four team captains, NSIC South Division preseason Offensive Player of the Year Kyle Sadler, 1,700-yard rusher Rudolh Sinflorant, NSIC First Team All-South Division selection LOgan Swanson, and All-Super Region 4 honoree Eli Weber. Following Coach Olszewski's opening statement, the floor will be open for questions to both coach and the student athletes. Once that's wrapped up, all five will be available for one-on-one interviews. Feel free to use the concourse overlooking KO Stadium for those interviews. And now, the 2019 NSIC Coach of the Year and two-time NSIC Coach of the Year, Jerry Olszewski.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming today, and for those that will see this virtually, appreciate you viewing in on our Media Day. It's always an exciting time as we get the season kicked off. I don't know if there's ever been more excitement than this current season. Going through this past 27 months, literally, certainly the last 18 has been a challenge for, I think, all programs in the country. And I want to start by saying how much pride I have in the way our coaches and our players attack the process. Not having a competitive season last year, I think we got better in competition. I think our guys addressed it as adults, as men, and I truly believe in all 28 years, 29 years I've been doing this, I don't know if I've ever seen a team grow closer and grow more in a time period than we did in the time that we actually didn't play. So for that, I'm thankful. But I'm also more thankful that we actually get to strike it up and get it going this year. We have some unbelievable mix of talent that came back. We have 8 super seniors that all chose a degree program and a finished program that'll better them in their lives, all of which were on our depth chart and added to the value of our football program. With that, I got 4 guys here as captains that are unbelievable in their roles, and also tremendous leaders, and our team selects captains, and I don't think they could have chose any better. As we rolling right now through camp, practice 10, as we start getting through the a little bit of injury, soreness, and everything else, we're understanding where we need to improve, and we also know where we're really strong right now, and that's a sign of a good football team. Led off by the guys who have played a lot of snaps, been in playoff football, been in championship-type environment games, and a good balance of young players that are really talented are pushing the limits. That's, to me, a good equation in a football team when you got good youth that are talented and mature, talented players above them that can lead them the right way. So that's a good balance we have right now. I will say the word balance several times today because I think we're a balanced football team. We got key leaders on our defense at all 3 levels, 2 of them here today. TJ Liggett is another one that has a lot of experience for us in the middle, and I've been a defensive coordinator for a great portion of my life too. Anytime you have great leadership and great performance at all 3 levels, generally speaking, that leads to a productive defense, and we have that right now. Surrounded by some other guys that got some critical experience. I won't talk about individuals because that'll take too long, but I will talk about position groups quick. We got great experience at corner along with some great youth that'll push. The names will come out as we go forward in these next few days, but I believe we're 5 to 6 deep at that position. Running a little change in our defense with our safety positions. We got 3 guys that have amazing experience, and we got 6 guys overall that I think we win games with on a steady basis. So we're really, really solid in a 6 to 8 back set that we know we can go win games with and add value on special teams. And then we've never been as deep as we are right now in our defensive line, both in our interior and on our edge play, led by Logan and then Eli leading in our secondary and obviously TJ, who I mentioned earlier. But the depth is necessary, especially as we enter COVID and the unknown of what we're going to see week by week, not to mention the injuries. Not having played for a year, we're going to have that depth ready to roll. Offensively, if you flip the script, same thing exists there. We got great experience that has been talented and proven and weathered, along with some young guys that I think are going to add to competition and add to some excitement on that side of the ball. Anchored by our offensive line, none of which are represented up here. A good offensive line with experience, all returning from a group that was pretty experienced coming back from a year ago. So really like what we do from that perspective, and I think that our physicality is starting to come around as well. Then just position-wise as you go through there, I'll just put skill positions included in that. I think our depth at tight end and wide receiver is going to be really good from a standpoint where we can probably go 6 deep at wide receiver and feel really good about it on a day-to-day basis, and 4 deep at tight end and feel really good about it. No group is deeper. And then our quarterback play. Obviously, Kyle's the most experienced signal caller in our league. That leads to, in a season like this, should lead to success. He's seen everything that can possibly be thrown at him, and he's got competition behind him, which will be really great to see between Connor Neal and Thomas Skolton at 2 and 3, battling out to see who's going to be in that position and pushing Kyle to his betterment as well. But like I said, there's not much he hasn't seen, and a great leader in the process of his journey being selected captain. I don't think we have a deeper position on offense than running back. It's 6 deep of guys that can roll it any day, and they're talented, they're hungry, and led by Rudy, and a 2-year captain. Great leadership out of him as well. That's why I say the word balance. And also when you go to special teams, both our kickers are back, and we got multiple performers that were players of the week in the NSIC on special teams coming back as well. All that sounds like a great script, and I'm not going to come up here and say something negative, but I truly believe in this football team, not only because of its personnel, but because of its togetherness and what we believe in the schedule. You know, the schedule's the schedule. You know, it's made up for us, and we got to apply by it and go get it done. The only game we're worried about is Minot. It's our first game, September 4th at home. And, you know, you hear the cliches about 1-0 and all that stuff. We're focusing one game at a time, and our biggest competitor this season is going to be Augustana University. The man in the mirror is going to be our biggest competitor. I truly believe if we play to our standard, we're going to have a really successful year, barring injuries and whatever else. It doesn't matter where you play and when you play, it's how you play. And that's the mentality of our football team. And like I said, with great leadership and experience, the expectations are very high and should be with this group. So with that said, any other comments? We'll take questions. Thank you.
Rudy, what was the hardest part of the last 18, 20 months, whatever it's been, working constantly, practicing, training, and not having those games on Saturday?
Definitely just finding a purpose and why we were doing what we were doing. We knew we didn't have any games coming up, so guys were just kind of like, we're just practicing just to practice. But at the end of the day, we knew that we were all working towards a common goal, and we just set that goal, and we just made a conscious decision to just get 1% better every single day and perfecting our craft in every area and just trying to be the best team we could be, both individually and as an offense and defense as a whole. So, yeah.
Kyle, were you guys able to find a silver lining in that? Were there any kind of fringe benefits from all that time to work and train and prepare?
Yeah, definitely. Hello? It definitely allowed us, like you said, get 1% better every day and really focus in on some of your weaknesses and really just take a look at yourself as you and your position group and just really get better each and every day and see what other guys can challenge you to do. And, yeah, that's really all I got.
Eli, is there any concern about getting back to games? I mean, you guys have been practicing so much, but you haven't played a game in almost 2 years. What's that going to be like, kind of jumping back into that situation?
Yeah, there'll definitely be jitters. But lots of excitement. I mean, being held back for 2 years, I think guys will be ready. I think there might be a few mistakes because of how ready they are and how excited they are to play ball. But we prepared. We've been focused, and day in and day out, we've driven each other to be the best version of ourselves, and I think that's been an important process of building that process and trusting that. So.
LOgan, you guys have sort of a new defensive coordinator. I say new because he hasn't coached a game yet, but he's been here a while now. How's that transition gone, and has that been eased by the fact that you've had all this time to get ready to having a new coordinator?
I think Coach Sipple has been doing a fantastic job with our defense. Getting that extra year was actually, I feel, really beneficial for our defense to really dive into the defensive scheme and know okay, hey, this is the slight change that we're making. We didn't change much, but the changes that we did make only made us better. And even grew us as a little bit closer is hey, we're all new again, from bottom up. We had to learn this new stuff, and the new stuff that we learned just amplifies the things that we were already good at. And I feel as though defensively that's huge, and I'm really excited to see what we can do on game day.
to add on to the guys' comments on that, I think we had an approach through the spring because we did have a lot of practices, obviously, of a mix between program development with the younger players to learn scheme because they weren't doing scout cards like they had in the past. So they got to learn a lot faster than these guys did necessarily when they were redshirted. And the second part of it is we put a lot of competition in the spring, and these guys competed, like it was game day. And that one scrimmage we did get at Central Missouri, I think was incredibly beneficial to us. 67 kids got on that bus that had never been on a bus with us before, right? So at least that's knocked out when we go game 2 on the road. Some of those guys are going to be dependent on to get it done. I think Eli hit it on the head with some jitters. I think it's going to be more excitement. I'm about to calm these guys to not be over-amped, for game 1. I want to be on that fine line of, being prepared, being ready, being excited, but not, being frantic. So I look forward to letting the dogs loose, and they're ready too.
You guys want to break up one-on-ones? Sure. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, folks.